Hurst Castle was built in 1541 during the reign of Henry VIII as a defensive fort at the western entrance to the Solent. It stands at the end of a shingle spit which protrudes about 1.4 miles into the Solent. At the end of February 2021, just about at the height of the second wave of the pandemic, weakened by Storm Dennis, a 36-metre section of the eastern wall of this ancient fort collapsed, undercut by the strong currents in this narrow part of the Solent. Steel barriers were quickly erected by English Heritage, preventing access to the southern outer perimeter of the castle, and security guards were stationed to keep curious onlookers away. Part of the reason for this was almost certainly because the extent of the instability was unknown, and there was a fear of further collapse. And indeed, there were further areas of the wall that were undercut, but had not collapsed, and this can be seen here. The collapse had also left a portion of the roof dangerously overhanging the breach, and this can be seen here. By April of 2021, the first contractors were on site and working to stabilise the wall. Shingle and rocks were being delivered by lorry to the start of the spit in Milford-on-Sea, and then brought to the castle by trucks, shuttling up and down the length of the spit. By June 2021, the first phase of the repair work was complete, and a ring of protective rocks had been placed around the damaged area. All the contractor's equipment was gone, but piles of rocks and shingle remained. The collapsed wall and the roof area had not been cleared, and the part of the wall that was undercut but not collapsed had not been dealt with either. In September of 2021, new contractors were on site, with more shingle and more rocks being shuttled from the delivery point at Milford. By December, a lot had changed. Additional rocks had been added to the protective ring, completing a 90-metre revetment around the breach. Resin had been injected into the base of the castle stabilising either side of the breach, although that isn't visible here. What can be seen here is that a lot more shingle had been placed around the breach and the areas inside the revetment. In addition, the falling debris was being cleared from the front of the castle. The area of the roof that was overhanging had been trimmed back, and you can see that here. And the large stone blocks that had formed the wall had been moved and stacked for potentially rebuilding the damaged section sometime in the future. On this lovely day in January 2022, the clearance work was continuing and more shingle was being added and levelled in front of the castle, taking the level shingle bank further away from the walls of the castle. Phase 2 was coming to an end during March of 2022. The fallen debris had all been cleared and the exposed rooms had been boarded up. More fencing was being delivered to the collection point in Milford and shuttled out to the castle, and this was being placed in front of the closed off, exposed area in preparation for the castle's reopening.